Hey. All right. Power shutdown. Yes, I'm sure. All right, so far, so I think this is going well. I definitely need to cut this video down. It's going to be very long. Powered all the way down. All right. Micro SD card out first. Put it right there and so I can see it. All right. Final installment of this video. I'm so bad at this part. There we go. There we go. All right. So that was not what I was expecting, but still made it slightly better performing. Good to know. Since I'm not removing any kind of hardware, I am going to put the screws back in for the full back plate. I just realized I could have done that this whole time. All right. Grab your long screw. This one should be marked to be the top. All right. So now we set it right in the middle. Go back a little. Oh, go back a little more. You know what? That whole last test might have been made a little bit inaccurate. Why is this not going in? There we go. So the whole last test might have been slightly inaccurate, and I realized that it might have been because of the fact that this plate wasn't fully pressing down the whole time. So that being said, I'm going to redo the last chunk of this video and see where we're at. All right, again, go backwards just a tad, and then forward. All right, making sure not to over tighten. You don't want to strip these because these are very small screws that, I mean, the steam would probably send you more, but you don't want to have to ask. All right, so for the sake of consistency, I am going to put the original back on. And I'm even going to place back in this bottom screw down here just to make sure that this is being held all the way down. Yep, got to be consistent. Otherwise, what's the point of testing, right? And I also realized that I had my this whole thing swapped around. I'm not going to change that just because I don't think it's necessary. But I do want to mention that I am aware that that is not the same. All right. I realized I just said I was going to put that screw in, and then I completely forgot. It's the second one here. Okay. Come on. There it is. All right, second screw. All right. Now The back plate is fully attached. Steam Deck is verifying installation because for some reason that's just how it does me lately. Does this every time. Says it's available. There it is. All right. Don't look. These boot videos are kind of neat, I gotta admit. All right. Doom Eternal. You know what? It is downloading stuff in the background. That is also another factor. All right, let's plug this sumbitch in. Gotta love updates. Wonderful timing. There's a lot of updates. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Where is my cursor? It is on the play button. Okay. We're gonna see what happens. Regardless, that is a realistic use case in a sense. So far, so good. So far, so good. Betheased. Id. Bethid. Come on. It is running off of micro SD card. I gotta keep on remembering that. Campaign, game slot, continue. Was it not hitting full screen before? I think it was hitting full screen before. So let's go into my settings. See what was changed. It did definitely change the screen. Okay, so let's set this back. Why? Oh, because it changed the aspect ratio. Why would it change the aspect ratio? Okay, so that's back to normal. Ray tracing off. Everything is still set to ultra. Motion blur needs to be as low as possible. I thought it had an off option. Maybe it doesn't. I might have just skipped over it. We're making sure. Motion blur off. Okay, it was off. But, okay. It is 100% what it was before. Applying changes. We have verified. All right. Let's let it get a little heat soaked. It's funny, it seems like it's kind of still all over the place. Why is my GPU dropping now? But the CPU temp is also way dropped. But it's running way faster. Well, the CPU is. How strange. I'm going to unplug and replug this. It's amazing how much smoother it looks in person on the hardware. I was trying to record. It's so much smoother in person. Okay, let's try doing this again. Gotta love inconsistencies, am I right? So why is it running so much worse now? I don't know. And now it's running fine again? Oh, it might have been updates still. Because now I'm getting what I was expecting. Gotta love it. Okay. Am I updating? Like, what is happening right now? I am still updating. Okay. God. Okay, so it's definitely updates related. I'm gonna wait it out. I'll come back later. All right. Standing up. Re-recording on my other camera. Okay. Updates are finally done. Oh, wait, no, there's more. Are you shitting me? I never have this many updates. There must have been a big update on the system or something that I just didn't notice. Okay, it looks like they've actually officially stopped. All right. And there we go, seeing speeds that I would be more expecting to see. Okay, so the GPU temps are definitely up a little bit at the moment. But so are the clock speeds. And the overall FPS is also higher. Okay. The CPU is finally back to where it's supposed to be, around that 1400 mark. The fan, however, is going faster. Okay, so the thermal compound itself seems to have definitely allowed the GPU to go faster, and the CPU stay pretty much the same, which is cool. Okay, so my numbers that I had before are still technically accurate. I would say the average for the FPS is still somewhere in that 46 to, or I guess 48 to 49 range, just because of the fact that I do jump up to like 60 in certain places. And this is way better in handheld mode than it is recording, but recording consistency. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that overall. The sound is not that good. This next step should help. We shall see. So let's Steam power shutdown. Confirm. Technically don't have to shut it down, but it will make my life a little bit easier if I do. All right, set it to kill. You know what? For the sake of consistent pressure, I'm going to go back to this method. All right. So like I was saying at the beginning of the video, the more times that you open up the back of this thing, the more weak your system is going to be. But here we go. I'm going to open up the top again first. I'm getting kind of good at this. Come a little bit closer if I can. I don't quite feel like a professional just yet, but I do feel like I could easily do this for someone else. Oh, major travesty just avoided. You see that? That could have been a real problem. Fucking hell. Never forget to take out your micro SD card. I'm probably going to leave in all of the cuts of me almost forgetting. Okay. Do not forget to remove the plastic film on the back. You will have a bad time. All right. So now we just line it up. That looks pretty nice. Not gonna lie, I like that quite a bit. I used to think that purple was 100% my favorite color, without a doubt, without question. In my adult years, I have had some second guessing of that, but this looks pretty slick. I do see the concerns that people had with this not quite closing all the way. Feels good though. I just realized I had another inconsistency. I didn't have my back plate on for that last test. The extra grip. Gotta love it. One of these days I'll remember. I'll learn. I'll do things completely consistently. It's too late now. I will I will do the back what's the word? Set to stun. I will do the back case on once it's all done. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I really don't. But, you know, any variable is a variable. Let's get that screw in there. That was in there pretty good. Gotta pinch this while I screw it in. Is that just not... Oh, no, it's fine. We good. We Gucci. Nice. Lovely. Love to see it. All right. So I gotta say, I really do like the way this purple looks. Kind of takes me back to my old Game Boy. And my old, I had an N64 controller that was very similar to this. It's in there as far as it's going to go. You know, I'm going to go back to using the magnet over here. Magnet. Also, I apologize for my voice being the way that it is today. I'm a little more crackly than usual, but I think I'm okay. I'm not quite sure how I feel about these buttons just yet either, by the way. I think that's in. No, not quite. That's definitely in. Okay. Bottom long screw. Sounds like a villain's name. So I have a feeling that the thermal pad on the back will compress with heat and normal use and not be so, not feel so like there's so much pressure on it constantly. All right, these are the ones I'm nervous about, the shorter ones in the back. Okay, so this one, definitely want to go back just a little first. And we screw it in. All right. And the final most concerning one, well, second most concerning one. Most concerning is that top one. All right, so a little bit back. And then lightly torque it in. All right, and now for the sake of completionist and consistency, I'm going to completely cover up all of that pretty purple. All right, it's because this is going to be how I end up using this thing. If the buttons will work. Oh, that's a side effect I wasn't anticipating. All the buttons are depressed by the case, which I wouldn't have thought would be an issue considering the fact that they're both from the same brand, but that is definitely a problem. I can't quite push one around the other or vice versa. There might be another way to put this thing on to where it goes underneath first. I mean, yeah, I suppose. That does not feel like how it's supposed to go. That seems like a little bit of an oversight from the company, but they now clickety-clickety. A little bit of extra padding at the bottom, so that actually kind of makes me feel a little bit better about it. This should still fit in the case. Yeah, without pressing the buttons. Cool. Yeah. They're definitely louder than they were before, which might be a problem. That's so much louder. Little victories. I can change them out. I can change them out. They do feel nice, though. Don't look. Oh, this is going to be a long one. Oh, there's so much editing. What a sound. I don't like that I'm powered on. There we go. And I hadn't gotten a signal on the screen yet. There it is. That took a long time. All right, all the updates are done. You know what? Let's do the thing. Doom. Right, SD card. My brain. Every time. All right. Display out. High tech. Crazy high tech. Come on, you can do it. Oh, come on, you can do it. The Elgato 4K capture card is, oddly enough, like, problematic more often than it should be. Let's try this again. Hello? Give me signal. You got this. Come on. Oh, okay. Why you gotta be so rude? All right, let's try closing and reopening this software. That'll often fix it. Might screw up OBS. We'll find out. You'll find out with me. All right, let's unplug and shut down that. Control Shift Escape. Processes. 4K capture utility. End task. Let's try loading you up again. All right. Yeah, this is pretty consistent. It's a combination of a couple of things that it just doesn't want to play nice. There it is. Yeah, it's a combination of a couple of things. My splitter is, there's a lot of data going through my splitter. Let's put it that way. It sometimes gets confused. Booting off an SD card, keep in mind. And there's no sound because there's some HDMI. At least I don't think there's sound. Yeah. I'm going to skip through a lot of this. Teleporting. Yes. Campaign. My easy mode campaign. I'm aware. I don't care. I had fun. Okay. So now I'm seeing 1550, 1560. 1588. Okay, okay. 1560. It's averaging around 1560. Ooh, dropped a bit. 1562. Yeah, maybe averaging around 55. But then it jumps up to those 90s again. I'm definitely getting better FPS at lower fan noise so far, and at higher clock speed, and at lower temps. I'm gonna set it down. Yeah, no, that's genuinely noticeably better. Okay, so I'm going to write up the final numbers for this all on this left side over here. Okay, so we've got, this is stock, which we can't go back to because I got rid of the thermal paste anyway. And then we have just the pad. So I'm going to put these in squares so they're easier to see. That was a weird square. Don't get me fucked up. It's what it is. All right. So, it's had a couple minutes to sit. Sitting in roughly the same spot. I think it's safe to say it's 1550 on average, because it'll drop down but spike back up. Uh, 1545 maybe. I'd say 1545 because it is dancing below quite a bit periodically. Okay, so we got GPU at 98 to 99%, which is already improvement, sort of. But it is dropping down to 98%, which is neat. So let's see, 81, 82, which just wow. 81 to 82C. Let's check out the CPU. The CPU 85, 86, dance in between. I'll take that. 85 to 86 C at 1400 with jumps. It's jumping up instead of down now. It was jumping down to 1399 before, and now it's jumping up to like 1450. So 54 to 56%. $53 to 56, let's put it. Oh, I realize I wrote this out funny. Okay, let's rewrite this. 85 to 86C. And then we're getting it at 54 to 56%. 54 to 56%. And it really is rocking it at like 1400 plus. So 1400 and up. It's weird that it's jumping and then dropping like all the way down. I think it's like, it's so strange. This one's actually getting a range written out. 1400 to roughly 1450, which is cool. All right. Fan speed. roughly 6100, which is where it was before. What's really amusing about this is that I was expecting to get better fan speed and not better performance. But I'm getting better performance and the same fan speed. And I can change the fan speed curve on the system with a plugin. So that's cool. All right, so now I've got my FPS. I say that's what, like 53 average? Something like that? Because it peaks up to 61. But it'll also drop down to like 46. I said it's like a 53, 54 average. Yeah, 53. Let's just go with that. Average. I don't want to actually use recording tools to do that because that's just way farther than I care, realistically. All right. I mean, hey, that ain't bad. All right, I'm going to unrecord. And this is in handheld mode, just about locked at 60 at ultra. These new buttons are really loud though, gotta admit. Oh, and FSR is off. What? Wait, why is FSR off? No, it's on. Oh, it's the other FSR. Okay. You know, I might change out these buttons. But, I mean, the fan, while being held like this, has dropped considerably. And I'm getting 79C on the GPU with 1595 on the megahertz, 99. 1599, 1600. Okay, moral of the story. The cooling stuff does work. I don't know if you want to be doing this, but the whole reason I recorded this is to show that it's like really not all that bad. I think collectively I spent like $60 on the extra parts for this, just counting the cooling stuff. For the pad and for the backplate. It's funny, the clicky buttons, ooh, I can do this, are louder than the fan in a lot of cases. Ain't that a trip? Yeah. 1600 megahertz. Holy crap. That's almost a whole 100 megahertz higher. Then again, it was like laying flat. But yeah, no, that's pretty good. I'll take it. Take what I can get.